Welcome back everybody to my Wulong boss fight videos. This one might be a little bit light on the commentary. Probably pretty short. Might do like some introductions or whatever and then just kind of call it that. Just let the rest of the videos play. So the first boss fight, I ended up keeping Liu Bei and Guan Yu with me. I don't know if they were necessarily part of the mission initially, or if I just summoned them in there. I guess. This boss fight I didn't find too terribly difficult, I think, and it's probably because I had two other partners with me. Maybe it might have been a little bit more difficult, but I don't know. I think this fight was more of a gimmick fight anyways, rather than an actual like straight up tough boss fight. It's a pretty big boss fight too, so yeah, I guess it would be pretty gimmicky. So there's not really much to say about this one. The second fight would probably be a little bit tougher. That one I also had two party members with me, so maybe that fight would have been more. That fight actually is more difficult solo, because I ended up fighting that same boss later on, and yeah, he's actually pretty tough when you're drawing all his aggro. And that will be the fight with Jian. And then I had a third one, which was a submission fight. And that one was probably the most annoying one. If anybody's played this game, you probably know exactly which one I'm talking about. The one where you have to fight the 3 generals. And you're basically solo and you have to fight all 3 of them. So I put that one in there as well. That fight was probably the hardest. And it's not even because like the enemies themselves were tough. It was just because of the odds. Like the odds were stacked against you. You know, a 3v1, and if you played like Nioh or anything, you know, in the Team Ninja games, when like you get more than like one enemy to fight, it become like the fights become more difficult than they should. You know what I mean? Because it's like 1v1, the fights are perfect. You know, 1v1's fights are balanced, they're fair. You know, they're fun. Usually when you end up fighting more than one enemy, especially human enemies, because human enemies can be very obnoxious. Yeah, so when you end up like having to fight more than one, it becomes pretty tedious sometimes. So yeah, there's a little strat that I use that I'm pretty sure everybody's probably told you about now when you're fighting in that particular submission. There's like a platform that you can use. You can basically use it to your advantage, which is what I did to kind of even the odds. You know, once I took out one of them, then it was a little bit easier. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, one of them bugged out on me. I think he got stuck on the platform, so it made it so much easier for me. It was like a stroke of luck that I got a glitch there. It worked in my favor. I think that might have been the fight, or I might have lost that fight, because I do remember one of the enemies glitching out, and I'm like, oh, this is perfect. Now I can just kind of like kite them around and fight them 1v1 and stuff. And then I might have died, who knows, because I might have gotten like too cocky or something. But yeah, as you can see, this fight's a pretty gimmicky fight. Really nothing to it. Like, he's already almost dead, as I was just explaining the other boss fights. But yeah, I'm mostly more talking about the other fights. The Jian fight was actually pretty tough, because as I said earlier, like I ended up fighting him, that same exact boss, later on, because there was like another mission where he popped up in, and I was solo, and yeah, he was a little bit tougher. So I would say solo he is pretty tough, but I happened to have like 2 partners with me, because now I was like taking as many people as I could to kind of build up their bonds, because since I got Zhao Yun's armor, I was trying to get everybody else's armor, and I found out you get their weapons and stuff. So it was supposed to allow me to make, you know, different kinds of builds, since you have like build loadouts in this game, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, it's one of the things I like about this game, and I hope we get to see more of that in these Souls-like games, where you do like loadouts and stuff, where you're not always having to respec all the time, where you can just make loadouts with your stats on there, so you can actually just switch between them whenever you want to play with a different build. It's great. I think that's one of the best things in this game, is that. Is that, so definitely. I thought the fight was over, so I'm over here taunting, thinking it was I was like, oh, it's not over yet. He just regained all of his life, so we have to fight him again. So yeah, now that we took him down, you know, now we're fighting a different head, I guess, you know. Like this head was one. This thing is grotesque, very grotesque looking. But yeah, so the fight's not over. You take down his life bar once, and then, you know, as I said, gimmicky fight, pretty gimmicky. It's still very easy. Wow, that was the slowest. Yeah, it's basically as he builds these things up, you can see. Oh, I'm not getting. Yeah, since it goes so long, I'm able to get the stuns there, so then I can just, even though if I didn't get the deflect, he probably would have killed me there. So I guess he does have some dangerous attacks if you're not paying attention. Yeah, so I think with that, this is probably where I'll leave off my commentary. Just let the rest of the video play. Oh, and don't mind the dialogue exchange after the Jian fight. It is kind of weird with English. I don't know. I didn't play this. I didn't change the dialogue because I looked. For some reason, I thought there was a dialogue, but apparently I must have missed it. So there is. So I'm gonna end up. I think when I play this game again, I'll probably switch the language to Chinese, I guess. Probably for the more like authenticism, you know, make it more authentic, I guess. I'm weird like that, I suppose. Not really that big of a deal. But, you know, obviously the story's not the strongest point of this game. It never really is. It's always the gameplay. Gameplay is always the best thing about these games. So, you know, don't mind it. But anyways, yeah, I'll leave off my commentary there, and I will see you guys in the next videos. Yeah, I guess, well, oh yeah, I guess I should say that, like, we'll probably be putting some Resident Evil 4 remake videos up, because that's coming out tomorrow, or later tonight, actually, as I'm recording this video, or the commentary. But yeah, so I'm gonna be doing like some Resident Evil 4 remake. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. I've been looking forward to that game pretty much since it got announced. It's my first anticipated game of the year, and the next one being Final Fantasy 16, and then Street Fighter 6, and then I have some other ones. Spider-Man 2 supposedly supposed to come out this year. I've been hearing some like reports about that's coming out in September. Supposedly. They haven't announced anything yet, so I'm not gonna like say anything. I'm only really talking about games that actually have like release dates, you know, like set release dates, because otherwise I'd be putting Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth on there, and that one doesn't even have a set, you know, release date yet, which we'll probably find out later sometime this year, probably I think in the summer, or yeah, around like E3 time-ish, maybe sooner. We should be getting like news, but I imagine we won't get like a release date until probably after Final Fantasy 16 releases. I think that's just what I'm thinking. It makes sense. They don't really want to. They're trying to get the hype build up for FF16, you know, which is smart. You know, don't try to lowball one of your own games, you know. But yeah, anyways, I'm just rambling on at this point now. But yeah, so just look forward to some Resident Evil 4 videos. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, if I'm just going to do like a full playthrough of it. I'll just upload them one at a time, I guess. Because I don't know if they're planning on doing it like the original game, where you know how like it was split up into chapters, which would make it a lot easier, because then I could just record the chapter and then throw that up there, you know, so it feels like it has like an ending to it. But I don't think it's like that, because I think with the way that the game's built, it might be just this one like continuous, you know, kind of like the RE2 remake where you just keep playing, you know. There's no like end chapter points or something, or maybe they keep it like that. Who knows if they keep it just like the OG game, because they said they didn't change up. They changed up some things, but for the most part, the game is actually pretty faithful to the original game. Because like I've seen some of the reviews. I've tried to stay away from it because I'm trying to go in as blind as possible. Not very, you know, I don't want any spoilers, so I'm trying to go in as, you know, fresh as possible. But like mostly, you know, people have said that like there are some changes, they won't talk about them, but you know, for the most part, people have said that the changes are pretty good. So Yeah,
Tempt me all you
good
may.
stuff.
I will not
So yeah, just
join
look forward
forces with
to
evil.
some Resident Evil 4 remake videos in the
Who
future,
does
and then
go?
after that, I've been playing Persona 4,
Too
but
bad.
I'm going to replay the whole game again. Because I decided I wanted to do like Izanagi only or something like that, and yeah. So then I might actually just do that, just upload the boss fights of me doing my Izanagi only playthrough or something like that. Who knows, we'll see. But right now the only definitive thing that I have is RE4 remake, because I'm excited. I'm a Resident Evil 4 fan. It's my thing. It's my jam.
What's going on
But yeah, so thanks you guys for watching. Enjoy the rest of the video. Enjoy the Jian boss fight, and then the tough as nails 1v3 fight. And I will see you guys in the next videos. Peace.
Father! Come to your senses! Sorry, Dad. You know I'll never hold back. Interesting. Show me what you've got. No, I can still fight. Enemy is planning something. Stay alert. Now's the time! Don't mess up! Dad! Hold on! Father!
This is what happens to those who disobey me. Take heed for when the time comes for you to answer.
You bastard! Get back here! Curses! Our father restrained us from completely losing ourselves to bloodlust.
And then, in sacrificing his life, he set an example for all Swen descendants to follow.
Our bloodline is not to give succor to the evildoers.
We are to strengthen ourselves, and one day, bring order to this land.
Your claws are not those of the tiger like ours.
However, we want you present as we set off.
And sail towards a bright future, as kings overseeing an era of prosperity for all.
With our ship's helm adorned by that liar Taoist's severed head.
Clearly, while my attention has been elsewhere, you have surpassed me. Both of you. Grow strong. And take care of your men. As commanders, you must be calm and collected. And Bofu, you are just like me. Always reckless. That man, he must be stopped. Dad! Father! It's Hong Jing. She's infiltrated Dong Zhuo's forces alone. Would you go with me to Meiwu Fort?
Guns to challenge a servant of the Jian Tiger. Is your strong equal to your courage? I severely doubt it. I shall fight as well. I trust you will support the Eagle. Understood. might was almost terrifying to behold. It will take intense effort if I am to compete with you.